Well, I'm finally done making the PJ Masks clones ranked video. And you know what? Maybe PJ Masks rip-offs aren't actually that bad. I mean, I know that PJ Masks is technically a rip-off of the Powerpuff Girls, but still, this was a lot of fun to make.
5 months later.
What's this show? You know what? I can't even bother being surprised. Another one. There's another one. I swear, the lack of creativity in these modern shows is just unbelievable. These writers have just completely given up at this point. They just don't care anymore. Who needs shows like The Backyardigans, Bubble Guppies, or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, shows that actually have creativity in them, when you can have these perfect kids, who loves to solve problems? Don't you just love these shows, kids? Don't you just love these Mary Sue characters? Let's just get this review over with. Petronix Defenders, dumb name by the way, is about these 4 kids who protects animals from villains. So this is a combination between PJ Masks and Wild Kratts. Have you guys ever heard of Wild Kratts? It's a reboot of the PBS kids show Zoboomafoo. Later on in the video, we're gonna be comparing these two shows. Anyways, let's rip this crap apart. The animation looks cheap as heck. Now I know, I probably shouldn't be talking about other people's art skills. But you can't deny that the animation here is very toyetic and bland. And the character designs aren't any better. Again, I'm not the best at drawing or animating, but at least I try to put some charm into my character designs. These guys look so plasticky and boring. And their characters aren't any better, but we'll get to that in a bit. This show was made by a channel called Discovery Family. I haven't seen much of the brand, so I can't speak for it myself, but this is definitely not their best work. And the name itself is just Petronix Defenders. How is anyone supposed to remember that? That is such a weird and complex name. Besides, what does Petronix even mean? I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's an even worse name than Rubble and Crew. Yes, you heard me. At least that name is easy to remember. Jesus. You know it's bad when I'm comparing Rubble and Crew. Now it's time to talk about the characters. You know what? I'm not even gonna bother talking about the main characters. 'Cause, if you've seen literally every other preschool show protagonist, then you've seen these guys. There's literally nothing I can say about them. And that includes their stupid pets too. We're just gonna talk about the villains. This is McTrap. No, I'm not on drugs or anything. That's literally his name. He's got these dumb sidekicks named Mo and Joe. And together, they trap animals for their zoo. That's all they do. I swear these character descriptions can be fit on a singular sticky note. Then we have the ringmaster. She likes to capture animals for her circus. She has this sidekick named Barney, who's kinda funny, I guess. Jesus Christ. She could have been a cardboard box, and she'd be just as interesting. And then we have this girl. You guys are not going to believe what her name is. It's just so frickin' dumb. You ready to hear it? Okay. This girl's name, ladies and gentlemen, is Princess Pet Swiper. Princess frickin' Pet Swiper. Are you kidding me right now? Now, I'm sure that's not her actual name her parents gave her. But still, it's so frickin' dumb. Now, despite the really stupid name, she's actually the best character in the show, by far. I don't know, I just have a bit of a soft spot for spoiled, bratty characters. They're just so much fun to hate. Also, her butler, Peeves. Yeah, this guy is hilarious. Listen to what he says to Pet Swiper.
This penguin's broken! Get me another one!
But your brattiness...
Even he is aware of how bratty and whiny she is, and he's a frickin' robot. Yeah, these two are easily the best characters in the show. They are to this show what Black Cat was to Spidey and his amazing friends. Everyone else. Now let's compare this to Wild Kratts. Petronix Defenders desperately wanted to be like that show. But do you know what makes Wild Kratts a good show, and Petronix Defenders not a good show? Unlike Petronix, Wild Kratts actually has charm. Sure, it still has the "don't hurt animals" message, but the show is so much more than that. The main characters are likable, the villains are likable. You can tell the writers actually tried with this show, and wanted us to get attached to these characters. Meanwhile, in Petronix Defenders, the characters are just like, we need to save the animals. And the villains are just like, I want to hurt the animals. It's just so bland and uninteresting. In fact, not even kids seem to care about this show. I hardly see anyone talk about it online. Heck, the only reason I know about this show is because it just so happened to pop up on my YouTube recommendations. Also, there's this really weird thing in the show that really confuses me. In most superhero kid shows, the characters are supposed to keep their identity a secret. But in this show, I can't tell if they're supposed to or not. They never tell anyone about their superhero identities, sure, but there are some cases where they transform in public places, where people can clearly see them. Also, just look at this scene.
Uh-oh, an animal's in danger. Looks like we have another special project, Professor Doodlewitz.
And good luck.
Why would you say that in front of her? Are you supposed to keep your identities secret, or not? Heck, does anyone outside of the villains know about the Petronix Defenders? You know what? I'm not even gonna bother to try and solve this massive plot hole. The more I think about it, the more I hate this show. Let's just talk about one more thing before I go. The voice acting. No offense to the VAs, but the voices of the two males feel slightly off. Just listen to this.
Hey, don't lose your cool, Emma. Getting angry won't help.
You know, when I get frustrated, I take a breath and count to 5.
The red kid doesn't even sound like a kid. He sounds like he's voiced by a teenager. Is he a teenager? I don't know. But either way, the voice acting is okay at best. Overall, Petronix Defenders, not a good show. It's boring, uninteresting, and it makes no sense. I'm fine if something doesn't make sense, as long as it's entertaining. But this show is anything but entertaining. This show will probably be forgotten about in a few years. As if it wasn't already forgotten. This is the first show I've ever seen from Discovery Family, and this is not a good start. I might try to watch more Discovery shows in the future, but this show does not give me hope. Anyways, that's it for this video. Sorry I haven't been uploading frequently lately. I've just been busy, not just with animation, but with life in general. I'll try to upload a bit more often, but I can't make any promises. Speaking of animation, a new Crazy City of Partyville is coming out next weekend, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't seen episodes 1, 2, and 3, I highly recommend you do so. I'll leave the links in the comments. And until next time, party on.